Well, if nothing else, at least they said, HOOOOOOOK! I'm John Martin with my review of AEW Rampage. And unfortunately, Chris Jericho was on commentary. I wonder if Chris Jericho had any big celebration for January 6th. Because considering that his wife and mother-in-law were part of the January 6th insurrection attempt, I'm betting he was all celebrating. Celebrating the fact that his wife and mother-in-law aren't in fucking jail yet. Hopefully they will be. Hopefully there's a way to charge them. And maybe then the kids can see what the fuck their mother actually fucking did and realize that their dad donated tens of thousands of dollars to a man that's been credibly accused by so many women of everything from molestation to a whole bunch of other crimes and words I'm not going to say here. And I'm not going to apologize for saying that stuff because Chris Jericho is a goddamn piece of shit. But even if he wasn't a goddamn right-wing crackpot that didn't believe in mass and didn't believe in a whole bunch of other shit and wanted to, try and just stay away from the fact that his wife and mother-in-law attempted to overthrow democracy, all because their widow feelings got hurt because, their goddamn, Mango Mussolini didn't get elected, and actually a reasonable amount of people actually voted properly. Unfortunately, there were a whole bunch of other goddamn idiots that voted for the goddamn piece of shit. And all y'all, and if you'd happen to have donated anything to that campaign, or you happen to have voted for that guy twice, fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. Don't care how long I've known you. I've kicked out goddamn family members out of my life. They are never allowed to come back. I will never even speak on them, even if they're on their goddamn deathbed. So what chance do you guys have? So now that I'm off my goddamn soapbox, let's talk about Rampage. This show was not that good. It really wasn't that good. In fact, I was kind of really goddamn bored by it. They tried a couple things that weren't bad, but it just got to where so many of these matches are just samey. We get right into the action with Adam Cole, baby, against Jake Atlas, and it started fine enough. In fact, actually, there's some pretty good action. Jake Atlas can work. He's never going to be above mid-card, even in AEW, but he'll be featured better, certainly more than he was on AEW or WWE programming, considering he was just put on 205 Live after a while, and anytime he was on NXT, he was getting beat to powder. Adam Cole, baby, and him actually had some pretty good action. I mean, this wasn't a match that was going to set the world on fire, but Jake Atlas is a really good athlete. And there was even a nice, Falcon Arrow into a bomb. I mean, actually, I don't know what the fuck that was. But a nice catch, 1-2. And then there was some other good stuff, but unfortunately, it seemed like Jake hurt his knee pretty goddamn badly. Couldn't put any weight on it. Cole, thinking quickly, slapped on a knee bar safely and got the tap out, and that was the way to do it. And he said, "Oh, Jake, you're going to get your ass kicked again because officially coming down." I mean, I really got to work on that here. Bob Riley. There we go. Bob Riley, Ace of Spies. They come down, and I almost said he come down, like they're fused together, human centipede together, if you will. And then the best friends come out. Orange Cassidy has a chain. Great, this feud's continuing. They're the feuds that never end. They go on and on, my friends. Cody can't compete at Battle of the Belts. I'm not exactly sure why. If it is virus-related, hopefully he's going to be all right. If it is another medical issue, I don't know if it's that. Maybe it's just something that happened. Maybe, those burns, got an infection or something. Entirely possible. I'm not sure. If it is virus-related, hopefully he's going to be all right. Hopefully he's going to be all right regardless. Maybe then he could realize that if it's like, something he could have prevented, then it is what it is. But if it isn't something he could have prevented, whatever. Guy's health comes first. Honestly, I really had no desire to see Cody as TNT champion, so he's stripped of the TNT championship. So getting back to the show, it's Dustin versus Sammy on Saturday for the interim TNT championship. All right, Dynamite clips of new champions crowned and the first ever TBS champion crowned. Yeah. Check out my Dynamite review if you want to hear what I said about that match. So Andrade, El Olio, his fucking assistant G.I. Jose cut promos for him. He's trying, but it's just not working. It's not working, him doing that. He needs to be a silent guy who lets his actions do the talking. It's about Sting and Darby. He thinks Darby works for Sting. He wants to buy Darby. Slavery is illegal. At least it should be. And then we get Aaron Solo by QT Marshall versus Hook. Anyway, Hook was super over, as you would expect. There were so many hookers in Newark. I mean as fans. Do not think that I'm trying to, slander Jersey. I'm not trying to slander Jersey at all. Actually, I'm not. Because they're calling themselves hookers. So Hook is going to kill you, Chance. The crowd hate everything Solo did. because he's facing Hook and the Red Rum for the win. Wasn't bad. And then he threw QT when QT tried to mess with him. Nice, simple, and effective. I don't know what the fuck his theme is, but whatever. So, Stark says he's going to defend the FTW Championship against Matt Sydal. Why Matt Sydal? Because Dante Martin took a few times to beat Matt Sydal. He's only going to need one time. Okay. And it gets Matt Sydal on a live wrestling program. And I love Matt Sydal. So, the women, Anna Jay, Ty Conte, Penelope Ford, and the Bunny. Sorry, I almost wanted to say Allie. They talk about the brutal street fight that they had, which, look, I'm not going to say it was my favorite, but they definitely beat the shit out of each other and bled and did everything they could to get attention. I will give them that much credit. Hopefully they're all right. So, Destination Unknown, Ruby Fluffer, Riho, and they took on Britt and Hayter with Rebel. Okay, scintillating camera work during this match is what I wanted to note. Okay, look, I'm sorry. I'm sure Riho is a lovely fluffer, person, but she's the size of a paperclip. She weighs about as much. It's not believable. I'm getting sick of fucking seeing people have to sell and try to make it work for Riho. She could work fine in Japan against women that are that size. And sure, she can do the moves. It's not good. She should have never been AEW Women's Champion. She definitely should have never beaten Nyla Rose. Anyway, we get a miscommunication between the women after a whole bunch of moves. A lot of moves. And Jamie Hayter, sweet fucking Christ. But she accidentally hits Britt Baker. And then gets hit with the most devastating maneuver in all professional wrestling, surprise roll-up. Hayter practically had to keep herself down because Riho weighs as much as a goddamn paperclip. Anyway. Jamie and Britt are at odds again. And a lot of sucking going on here, which says Dan Lambert, the sheepish lion Dan Lambert, which explains why Bambi is your chief branding officer. And Sky and Ethan want a shot at the TNT Championship. Sky goes over the fact he hasn't been pinned in a singles match in so many days, and Ethan was wearing a loud shirt. So, Battle of the Belts rundown, 3 matches. I will be reviewing that unless I'm just totally blitzed out, tired, and I will tape it, and then I will review it at some point, because damn it, I'm almost 41, and I need sleep. You kids get off my lawn. And also Dynamite rundown. So the 6-man guys just start brawling because they're on split screens, but they're obviously in the same room. So Eddie, Santana, and Ortiz have had enough. They go start brawling with him and everything. And Mark Henry says, it's time for the main event. Mark Henry, as far as an on-air personality, he hasn't worked. Him working as a coach and helping with talent, that's fine. But anyway, we get 2.0 and Garcia versus Eddie, Santana, Ortiz, no DQ, no countout, and a whole bunch of weapons and a whole bunch of stuff where they beat the shit out of each other. We get a bell to the head, ring my bell! And we get a whole bunch of other action and everything and just a bunch of stuff happening. And then one of 2.0 got pinned. But we get an aftermath because this is a feud that never ends. Yes, it goes on and on, my friends. Jericho shows up. Good Lord. This was not a very good Rampage. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.